Now that PowerSchool talks to Achievement Series, we have a lot more capability as far as reporting and even monitoring and pulling small groups. So I wanted to show you guys how to use this new reporting and to be able to pull or aggregate data from certain demographics. So from the home screen from Achievement Series, you want to go to District Reports, and then you are going to click on the scores under Forest Brook Middle School. After that, the tricky part here is to remember to go to the current folder, and we don't want Forest Brook Middle School, we want Horry County Schools if we are looking at benchmark, because that's an Horry County school test. And this works for social studies or science, but I'm just going to select the high school, middle school science folder. And within that, I'm going to select the middle school science benchmarks. And then let's just take a look at the 6th grade science benchmark. You select your grade. And here's the test. The 6th grade test is a 6th grade plants 15-16 test. You can see that we had 387 students completed it, and the date is, this is the window range, and we can go ahead and select that test, and it gives us sort of a summary. We have the mean score was 71%, highest score 100, and low score is 20%. Here's where it really gets interesting under this student filtering demographics. This is pretty powerful. You can go in and change the range here, and let me just make sure you can see all the things that you can select. So ethnicity, we can select for some of our subgroups. If you wanted to look and see how our African American students are doing, you can pull their scores. You can look at limited English proficiency, and you can look at the disability, which would be our IEP holders. And here's the IEP selection as well. I've tested, and these two pull the same students. So just for kicks, let's take a look at our limited English proficiency, since that is one of our subgroups that we are looking at carefully. And you can see that we had 35 students test in that subgroup in the 6th grade with a mean score of 63.4, high score 100, and a low score looks like a 26.7. If you go and select the Forest Brook Middle School link here, you can pull your classes, you can look at individual students, and if you select this score piece, it'll rank them from low to high. If you select it again, it'll go from high to low. So that kind of gives you an idea of how they ranked overall, this group. Drilling down, it gives you some information on the student. Okay. So we want to keep an eye on a certain group of kids we can. Let's look at this. One more thing I wanted to show you quickly. If you go, you can do this for certain groups, or you can do it for all of your students, or you can select certain classes. But if you go back and select Forest Brook Middle School, the other item that is interesting is the standards. If you select standards, and again, let's rank them, hit score, and it'll rank them from low to high. And we can see that for 6th grade, and if you do your classes, it will do just your group, but you can see specifically which standards were the weakest. And so 6th grade struggled the most with 6-2.6, differentiate between the processes of sexual and asexual reproduction of flowering plants. They did the best on 6-2.8, explain how plants respond to external stimuli. So this gives us a little more information as well. Now you can pull this for your subgroups also, but the interesting thing here, if you're pulling small groups and working with them on remediation from the benchmark test, if you select the standard, then it takes you right to the questions, the items here from the test that are linked to that standard. And then it tells you, gives you, the students you can rank their score on these particular items. So with that, if you pull that and you select, you can just click on the number and it takes you right to that item. So another way to kind of group those questions together, I know we kind of did a lot of that already this time, but a good way to pull small groups. If you wanted to look at just the standard with a certain group of kids, you have all your questions right there together. So I hope that that's helpful. And again, if you need any more assistance with this, I'll be glad to help out. And again, loving that Power School and Achievement Series are now talking, because we do have a little more power as far as looking at our students and pulling small groups. Okay, thanks a lot.